Welcome to today's video. Today's video is the Ooni pizza oven table. Got a lot of comments about where did I get the table. The table is just a pub table with a metal frame and a teak top that we had in the backyard, and we didn't have anything else to put the Ooni pizza oven on at the time, so we used this table. What makes this table perfect is the work height. It's like 39 or 40 inches. So you were over here, you're making yourself some pizzas. I mean, you open the door, you can see right in it. You're not having to squat down and have to look. It's right there. Problem with this table, it's a pain in the ass because it's not on wheels. So I went to the Ooni website and started looking at the Ooni tables. The large table runs about 350 bucks. And I've read all the reviews. There's two tables. They've got like 1,200 reviews, 1,300 reviews, and all the reviews state, A, the table rusts. People have had it 2-3 weeks, it's already rusted. Even the hardware, I think the hardware rusts first because it's probably just steel hardware. And they say it's rickety. Even the 5-star reviews complain about the table stability and the rusting hardware or the rusting table. People complain it rusts in 2 weeks. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not paying 350 bucks for a rickety, rusty table. So here's the solution. I've got myself a stainless steel 16 gauge, between 16 gauge and 14 gauge. When I take a micrometer, I measure this table, the thickness of the stainless steel. It's anywhere from 60 thousandths to 75 thousandths, which puts it in the 16 gauge to 14 gauge stainless steel category. But I'll tell you what, I paid 60 bucks for this table. And the way I did that was I Googled restaurant closings near me, and there was a Cuban restaurant in Pompano. I live in West Palm Beach. Pompano Beach had a Cuban restaurant. They weren't going out of business, but they were moving. And they bought all new stuff for the new location and were selling all the old stuff. And I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've ever been in a restaurant kitchen when it's gutted, and that place was nasty. But guess what? I got this table for 60 bucks. This table lists for like $500 or $600. So now, table height on this, the Ooni table I think is 34 inches, and that's what this is, 34 inches. So I'm thinking, you know, I got this table, it's low, you know, it's gonna be a little harder to get into the oven, but guess what? It's got tubular legs on it, and the tubular legs can take what they call stem casters. This is a stem caster. These stem casters come in a bunch of different models because a stem caster just has a threaded rod. That's technically a bolt that runs through here. It's got a bolt head and it runs through, but it's all attached. It's probably welded in there somehow. But then you've got this nylon piece. And then you've got this elastomeric or rubber piece, and it's got threads in the end. So what you do is you take this, you stick that baby in the hollow tube, you tighten that bolt, and this piece starts expanding. As you crank that, I can't do it with my fingers, but as you crank that down, this thing starts shrinking and expanding, so it wedges itself inside those table legs. And this was real easy and real inexpensive. Show you how we did it. It's really kind of difficult to measure this because you got to find the real diameter of this leg, the tube. So I need to find the inside diameter of this, and it looks like it could be 1.5 inches. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. Here's how you find the center of a circle. You're going to get yourself a piece of cardboard. We're going to put it under that leg. And now we're going to put all our weight on that and then make an indentation in that cardboard. I'm even going to take a pen and I'm going to draw a circle around that. So now we can see we've got the outer diameter, but we're going to measure that inside diameter to make sure we order ourselves the correct caster. To find the true diameter of the circle, you're going to need a compass and either a tape measure or a ruler. We're going to take our compass and we're going to go on the indentation mark of the inside of that diameter. So we're going to make a mark here, make a mark over here. Now we're going to do the other same thing on this side. Pick an indentation. Cross over this line here. We're going to cross over this line here. So now you've got an intersection here and an intersection here, and that's where you're going to draw your line through that circle right there. That is the true diameter. Let's see, there's the indentation there. There's the indentation there. A hair less, one and a half, hair less an inch and a half. If you needed to find the center of that circle, just do it again. Now we're going to draw a line through those two. And there's the center of your circle right there. These casters specs said that the diameter of this sleeve is 1.4 inch. The inside diameter of our tube on these legs is 1.5 inch. That leaves us 1/10 inch, which isn't much. It's 50 thousandths that this has to shrink down and make up the gap. So we're gonna clean these tubes real good and then put these casters in and crank them down. We're not gonna go crazy. We got isopropyl alcohol, a rag. We're just gonna soak these and run the rag in there, clean it out a little bit. So we'll just get these all nice and wet. We'll do the rag, get that all nice and wet. And we're just gonna take that wrench and stick it in there. And it doesn't have to be perfect because the weight of this table will be on those casters. As long as they're tight enough that they don't fall out when you pick the table up to move it somewhere, you're good to go. Got all 4 legs clean. I'm just gonna give these a little squirt of alcohol before I stick them in each hole. Everything spins here, but if you put friction on this one washer, everything spins except for that. We need to put this caster in and make sure the leg has severe friction on, I would say, this looks like a washer, and that keeps everything from turning while we tighten the bolt. So we're going to plunk that in. All right, so we're going to hold this round disc right here from spinning, because we're just going to hold it and press on it and hold it inside. We're going to put pressure on it so it can't spin. And then we're just going to tighten this bolt. And guess what? I don't need a socket. A socket won't work in this mode. A socket won't work for this job. All right, we got Murphy's Law. I can't hold this tight enough with my hands. We're going to hold that washer piece and tighten this nut till we get a sharp rise in the torque. There we go. That baby's tightening up now. You can feel it. All right, we got ourselves a sharp rise in torque on tightening this thing. I'm gonna say that wheel's secure. 2 more to go. All the casters are now in, nice and tight. Using that pipe wrench, kind of a pain in the ass because it's so big and bulky. This house doesn't have a pair of channel locks that big, but that would have been my first option, were channel locks. Didn't have them, but that caster's in, that caster's in, that caster's in. All right, so we got rock solid caster installation. Transfer that pizza oven to the new table. Now we have 4 locking casters. That's one badass table. Not bad. This is like 110 bucks. 60 bucks for the table. All right, I'll go 120. 60 bucks for the table, 60 bucks for the casters because you had to pay for shipping. But man, what an improvement this is. Not only that, the big thing about the Ooni table complaints is you can't fit the gas tank on the lower shelf. There's not enough room. Ooni says it's an adjustable shelf, but obviously everybody that buys it does not realize that. That gas tank will fit on here like no problem. Got the old gas tank here. We'll just plop that right on there. We got enough room for all of our accessories. And what I'll end up doing maybe is buy a barbecue grill cover that will cover the entire table. That's probably the hot ticket. Because the cover on the Ooni, the strap that goes underneath it, the secure, it already ripped. And I didn't do anything to it. It was just poorly sewn, I believe. So, but I think we're golden now. We got a rust-proof table. The one thing I do want to mention, for those of you who say, hey, it's a stainless steel table, why is there rust all over the bottom? You know what? I wiped that with a stainless steel cleaner rag. That's not rust. That's just like 20 years of nasty restaurant crap stuck to the bottom that they never clean. They may clean the top, but they don't clean the bottom. And I'm not going to clean the bottom either because I don't care. I've got me a nice Ooni pizza oven stainless steel table with 4 locking casters for $110. Can't beat it. You got to shop around, look for restaurant closings in your area, because I'll tell you what, when I went to that restaurant to go pick up this table, because they didn't take the stuff out, you had to go into the restaurant and pull out what you wanted. That place was a disgusting shithole. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even bring gloves, and this thing was gross. And when we had the roof cleaned, we asked the roof cleaner guys, hey, can you pressure clean this baby and knock off the shit that you can knock off so I don't have to touch it? And he did, but he really didn't do the underside. He did the top side and the legs and everything. But this thing was disgusting. It's like, I'm surprised I eat at restaurants after I went in that kitchen and saw that thing all disassembled and all the grease and the junk and the shit everywhere. Holy moly, that was something. Not to sound repetitive, but cheers with an icy cold Stella Artois, because holy shit, it's mighty hot. Temperature says 93 on the Ooni. Weather Channel says feels like 107. I cannot wait to bake 10 to 12 pizzas next week out there in that blazing heat. Well, shop around, find yourself what you can. I'll tell you what, you go to restaurant closings, or if you need stuff like this, you can find it. People just looking to get rid of it, you come pick it up. This table probably runs for $500, $600, $700 if you were to buy it brand new. So shop around. You can find what you need, used. Who cares? Well, have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Take care. See ya.